everyone, and welcome to She's a 10, One-on-One with Brittney Tennyson, a podcast that highlights and showcases impactful community members in the greater Richmond area and beyond. Today's guest does not need much introduction to my community, but to my audience to give you an idea. She's like our community's it girl. There's Beyonce, there's Rihanna, and our community, there's Miss Melanie Houchens. Melanie?
Thank you. Welcome. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Okay, so Miss Melanie, so you have gotten into the digital space and you're here to share your newly established, is it business, where you offer digital marketing tools? Tell me about it. Just tell me about it.
Okay. Hello again, everybody. I am Melanie Houchens, and I am the owner of Girls Gone Digital. And I have created a movement, a faith-led movement, all women who are identifying, I help them identify what their God-given idea is, what that talent is, what that skill is, what that passion is, what that purpose is, and learn how to turn them into profitable digital products so that they can have an extra stream of income. And I teach them the branding, the marketing, the content, how to have their own unique framework, their own unique method, how to really pull that God-led purpose from the inside of them and turn it into their own purpose-led movement digitally. So that's what Girls Gone Digital is all about. It's a movement of women who is taking over digital.
I love it. And how did you come up with that idea?
Well, I came up with this idea. So I've always, you know me, I've always been in the content space, the business space. You know, it's definitely not my first rodeo.
Exactly.
And I just know that digital products, this is the way of the world right now, digitally. You know, having a digital product, being able to really get your ideas out there, your skills out there into the world to help somebody else transform their life to get a result. That is just the most profitable way right now that leads back and ties back to purpose, where other people can feel fulfilled, help other people, serve, create impact, plus create a stream of income. Now, how I started in May 2024 is not where I am right now.
Exactly.
You know, so how you start is not how not how you finish, right?
Yeah.
So I started, rough around the edges and things like that, but through persistence and consistency, I just kept going. You know, a lot of the times people think that you need a whole lot of clarity before you start, like they need the whole big picture before you start. That is such the opposite. Mm-hmm. You have to just start, and then the clarity comes afterwards.
Exactly.
The more you get, take movements, steps, and you get in momentum, you start getting these divine downloads, you start getting these ideas, they start circulating, and then it, it's literally spirit helping you create additional ways where you can like really birth this thing and build this thing on. That's exactly what happened to me.
I love it.
So created a whole brand around it, my own community. It's a whole thing. Girls Gone Digital.
Okay, so you also have an ebook. Okay, so I downloaded the ebook. All right, tell us about it.
I have a few products actually.
Okay.
So essentially you want to have a whole product suite, a digital product suite, tiers, okay? Different entry points where your customers can experience a different level of transformation for you at. So yes, of course I have my lead magnet, which is my freebie, which is my my customer's first introduction into the Girls Gone Digital world. That's the appetizer, right? Mm-hmm. Now, it's not the full-blown entree. It's the appetizer. But see, the appetizer, we go to a restaurant, we still want our appetizer to be good. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We don't want our appetizer to be nasty. We don't want it to be trash. We know it's not the entree, but we want an appetizer, you're still supposed to be on the edge of your seat for what's next, right? Mm-hmm. So that's my first entry point, which is my freebie, my lead magnet. Mm-hmm. Then I have my next entry point, which is my Digi Girl code. Everything's on brand, Digi Girl. Mm-hmm. And how I came up with the name Girls Gone Digital is because I've always been the type of person where I knew that I was supposed to work with women community-based, like form or have some type of community where I'm working with women. Mm-hmm. So the brand name came because I knew it wasn't just going to be like me just by myself, like not building a movement, not building a community, not helping other people. So I named it in a way where it does feel like community. It does feel like a movement. So that's how the name came about.
Okay, so I noticed that. And I actually put together a film festival this past May because I was noticing trends within my industry where we were kind of like falling away from that in-person interface and those traditional community spaces, and we are going more towards like digital spaces and digital communities. And it's a gift and a curse, I guess. It's a double-edged sword because you get to expand, your audience, but just having that personable feeling and just the vibes that you feel just being in person with someone, you don't really get that in a digital space. Okay, so I understand that you said that you allow God to order your steps to get to where you are, and that's how I'm here also. But I wanted to know, is there any kind of research that you did to have like evidence-based strategies when it comes to consulting your clients in the digital space?
I have an online program. So with that, I work very intimately with the women in my online program.
Yes.
Where I'm live with them every Wednesday, mentoring them.
Yes.
So although they are going through the lessons and they're learning, they're identifying what their God thing is. And they're getting breakthrough after breakthrough. Like, oh, I found my thing. I know why I'm here. This is my thing. That is so fulfilling, first and foremost. But even though, everything's self-placed, they're going through the lessons, me showing up and gathering the women together every single week where everybody like has just an opportunity and a chance to be with one another on Zoom. Even the inside of the community, it's on the platform that I use. Everybody's like sharing their ideas. Like, hey, sis, what do you think about this? This is my ebook cover. What do you think about that? This is my outline. What do I think about this? Or, oh my gosh, I found out my idea today. See, all of that breeds community where women feel like everybody is being supported. And so that's what I've cultivated, But I had to lead by example first, me showing up first. There were times there was nobody on this Zoom. And I kept showing up until I built this beautiful community. So, yeah.
Yes, so I love that. I understand that when it comes to building something, it takes persistence, it takes determination. And when God is with you, who can be against you? So the ark wasn't built in a day. And there were naysayers. One thing that I know about no, I hear no's all the time. And you listen to these success stories of people saying that they have to hear a million no's before they hear that one yes. So whenever I hear a no, I figure out how I take my guidance from God and I turn all of my no's into yeses. Even if it's just me saying yeah every time I hear a no, yeah. And I turn that energy of a no into a yes. And that's just some kind of practice. It's like a weird practice. It sounds kind of weird, but if you get comfortable with doing it, you'll welcome those yeses into your path, and like it'll kind of like part the Red Sea of impossibility onto your journey to the promised land. Allegory. I love it.
It really takes
really
persistence
that.
And trusting yourself.
Yeah.
And just not giving up. And, if you have something real, you got to believe in it.
Yeah.
My husband really, really helped push me, because it's not always easy. You have the dream and the vision, but sometimes, we do get into a place where we do want to see results right this second, And he really helped me to stay the path.
Okay.
Stay focused. So, yeah.
That's sweet. I love that. I love that. So that's like your rock. I love that.
Absolutely.
And you deserve that. You're so deserving of that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I appreciate that. And so I thought that you would be a perfect fit for this podcast because you take a lot of scripture and you apply it to kind of your consulting strategies when you're speaking with people. I've been paying attention to your videos and how you'll really dig into the scripture and you'll find a way to apply it to everyday life, and you'll find a way to apply it to business models and things like that, and even just strategies of perseverance or even empowerment, words of encouragement. I notice how you are very in tune with the word, and you use the word with everything that it is that you do. So I appreciate that, and we need to see more people doing that in our community. So thank you. Okay, Mel. So now I want to know, what do we do if we're starting out as content creators or we're already established content creators and we need help with our numbers? How do we reach you? What do we do? What are the next steps? What do you want our audience to do?
Okay, so, well, first, if you are a woman and you know that you have something that God has placed on the inside of you, an idea, a skill, a passion, and you know in your heart that you are supposed to be walking in your purpose, you can find me on Girls Gone Digital, GYRLS, Gone Digital, at Instagram, so that I can help you identify, even if you don't know what it is. Sometimes we don't know what that thing is. What we know is something. We know we're here for a purpose. So even if you need to help identifying what your thing is, or maybe you already know what your thing is and you just don't even know how to get in the creation process, how to package it, how to build structure around it, and how to create your own movement, then you can find me on Girls Gone Digital on Instagram. And again, girls is with a Y.
Okay. Wow, Mel, that was a really powerful interview. I really appreciate your spirit, and I thank you so much for being here with me today on this podcast. But before we wrap up the interview, I want to know, is there anything that you want to share that you haven't already with the audience about you?
Last thing I leave with you was with this. I really want to, as a business owner, say that you have to have somebody that is in your corner at all times to help you see your vision through. It's so important to just have that person to help you see it through. When I first got started, I started my business in May 2024. That's when I first got started. And I started because I had lost my job. So I went through a place of confusion, like what's next for me, So this is how I'm so able to passionately talk about what it is that I talk about, because I know what it feels like to be in that dark space and be confused.
Yeah.
And so I'm also the type of person that I'm not going to be doing anything just to be doing it either. It has to be fulfilling to me. I have to know that I am here for a reason, really being in servanthood, really helping people, and it's not just all about me, because I just know that a part of my purpose is to help women in some capacity. So when I heard about this whole digital products thing, because this was last year, and I was just like, I don't know, what is this? Everybody seems to be hopping on it. I don't know if I should be doing this. Like, is this going to be my thing? I don't want to be just doing something just to be doing it. And so what I did was I prayed and I asked God for a sign. And I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay.
And I said, God, if this is supposed to be the path that I am supposed to embark upon, I want you to show me a ladybug.
Oh, really?
And the reason why I asked for a ladybug is because, 777-888-111-2222. I'm always saying the repeating numbers.
Yeah.
So I needed to ask for something that I know that I don't normally see. Because I don't want no confusion.
Right.
Because I don't want to see it. I'll be like, let me see some ones, and then I see some ones, but then I always see ones. So, I don't know if that's you. Is it you or not? I'm confused. So I say, I want to see a ladybug. I never see ladybugs, so I ask for something random. So if I see a ladybug, I'm going to know it's you.
Oh, wow.
So I asked for this ladybug. And then I didn't see the ladybug.
Oh.
I literally went to sleep and it was 2 nights later, and I had a dream about a ladybug, but then I was like, well, that's not what I said. I said I need to see a ladybug. I never saw this ladybug. So I said, you know what? The desire is so important. When you have a desire for something, sometimes the desire is the sign. And sometimes God just wants you to trust your own inner knowing and your own inner gut, and just trust yourself and just make the move and know that He's going to back you. So I did not see this ladybug. So I said, you know what? I'm going to start this business anyway. And I started my digital products business. That was May 2024. Memorial Day weekend, I was me and my husband, we was on our way to a cookout. And I got in the car. And he was locking the door, coming to get in the car. And as he was walking to the car, something flew on the windshield. And I said, this is literally 3 weeks after I started my business.
Oh, wow.
It was a ladybug.
Oh, my goodness. True story.
True story.
True story.
I got my sign.
There you go.
And we back out the driveway. We was riding through the neighborhood. The ladybug was still on the window. It never went off. It stayed on the window for a while, even through the wind. And I literally got chills. I knew then that was God was saying, see, girl, see my girl, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. And you have to trust yourself. So that is my word. Have somebody in your corner that is going to help back you and help see who you are for you, your value. And my husband definitely does that. And then trust yourself. You have a business you want to start. You have a desire in the inside of you to want to do something, create something, leave impact. Do it.
Yeah.
How you start is not not how you finish, but you just got to do it. So when I seen that ladybug, that was. And let me tell you, there were many days where it just was hard in business, but I always went back to that ladybug, and that was my knowing that, God, I know you are with me. I'm going to keep on pressing on.
I love that.
So,
all right. So I have a ladybug story. Yes. So my aunt who passed away, her thing was ladybugs. So whenever she saw a ladybug, she took it as a sign from God that she was on the right path or that something good was falling in line or falling into place. And so she would buy ladybugs. She would make ladybugs. She was a homemaker. So she would make ladybugs, buy ladybugs, like have ladybug t-shirts. That was just her thing. In addition to like so many different other things. Like she was so creative. But I don't normally see ladybugs. It's very rare for me to see a ladybug. But when I do, I know that that is God telling me that she's with me, you know, that she's okay. And also, like, I take it from what she shared with us, that things are falling into place and they're in alignment and God is good and things are good. And so ironically, today is the anniversary of her passing. And
wow.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
So it's
That's
just
crazy.
like, it's awesome that both of us have a ladybug story. And this is the first episode of my podcast. So I just feel like that was just like a sign from God saying that my auntie's spirit is with me on the anniversary of her passing. And two, what I'm doing right now is kind of in alignment for my purpose, whatever that might be. So, yeah, I know. So thank you so much for sharing that story. And I wasn't expecting that at all. Yeah, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. So thank you everyone for joining us today. And I hope that you tune in next time to She's a 10, one-on-one with Brittney Tennyson.